Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel Saint Nightingale. In this tutorial video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this basque dress using freehand cutting. Let's go. So let's do some marking. On the floor, I folded the fabric and I've just marked the shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. And then I went on to mark the neck width and depth, which is 3.5 inches. And that's how you can see that curve right there. The next thing I'm doing is to mark the shoulder or the armhole length, which is 8 inches. I'm going to take my ruler now and connect the line downwards and then do a small curve 1.5 inch and then take the curve ruler to do the armhole bend or armhole curve. After I was going to measure the bust measurement, which is 36 inches, I'm going to add 1.5 inches sewing allowance on that line. The half length measurement is 14 inches, so that's what I'm marking right there. The waist measurement I'm working with is 28 inches. I'm going to add 1.5 inches as well. And then the hip measurement is 40. On fold, that'll give me 10, so I'll add my 1.5 inches sewing allowance as well, and then just do the curve. Then the depth of the basque is 40 inches. Right, so I'm going to be marking 40 inches on that straight line. The waist to the hip measurement is 8, and that's why I'd initially marked that. So I'm taking the curve now to connect it downwards towards where we have the 40 inches marked. I'm going to zoom out now so you can see this. So that's the marking. Let's do the shoulder slope 1.5 inches from there, and then the ruler to trace out. So I'm going to take the scissors now to trim this out. So it's time to cut the back pattern. I'm going to first of all take out 2 inches for the zip allowance, and that's what I'm doing there. Remember the length where the basque is 40 inches, so I'm just going to connect the line with the long ruler. I'm now going to place the front pattern from that line, right, and trace out what the back pattern would be. I'm going to pin down with bobbin pins now, and then begin cutting this out. To mention that the curve at the back, like the opening for the neck area at the back, is different from the front. I'm using 2.5 inches for the depth at the back, but then it still maintains the wideness. So let's cut the sleeves. Initially I'd cut a long sleeve that was going to have a flare around the wrist, but later on the clients changed this to a different sleeve that you had seen. If you had watched the shorts, the YouTube shorts that I posted for this dress, you would have seen an entirely different sleeve. So we're going to actually cut that much later, but then let's cut the sleeves now, which will eventually be shorter afterwards. The wideness of the sleeves is about 22 inches. So now that we're done cutting the pattern, we're going to place this on the lining and trace out. So like I'd mentioned earlier, this is still going to be cut into half. Like I'm going to be using 12 inches for the length of the sleeve. It won't be this long anymore because the style of the sleeve changed. So let's cut the bottom part of the basket dress. So this is bridal satin, 5 inches. So on fold it will give me 2.5 inches. Sorry, 5 yards. On fold it will give me 2.5 yards. So what I'm doing is to cut out the excess at the tip and then take out open up this so that the sides are opened up. This is our pattern now, so I'm just going to move to the sewing machine to sew or to join. The next thing we're going to do is to join the lining with the Ankara fabric. I'm starting with the neckline, and then I'll proceed with the sides. Once we've been able to do that, I will take this to the ironing table and iron out the fabric. After ironing out, I also ironed out the dart line that you can see having that sharp point. I'm going to pick the dart line from the shoulder downwards, measure 11 inches at the back, and then sew downwards by 8 inches. The front part, I'm going to be using the shoulder to nipple point, which is 10 inches. I'm going to mark that and then continue sewing downwards by 8 inches. Now that we're done with the dart line, I'm going to use the sewing machine to close out the tip where we have the basque pattern. We're going to close this out so that when we weave, it flattens properly. So now that we've done that, let's join the shoulder together, front to the back. After joining the shoulder, we're going to join the sides. I'm going to use the measuring tape to check the allowance that I'm using for the bust, waist, and for the hip, and I'm going to join. Also trying to join the zip at this point. So first of all, I went downwards by 20 inches from the zip, and I closed it downwards. So let's join the zip now. The zip is ready now, so let's work on the sleeves. So remember I mentioned earlier that the person had changed the style for the sleeve, so I'm going to be working with an entirely different sleeves now. I'm going to mark 12 inches on that part, and I'm going to cut through 12 inches because of the sewing allowance up and sewing allowance down, half an inch up, half an inch downwards, which will give me a total length of 11 inches. So I'm cutting this through now, and I'm going to join the tips together. Now that I've joined this, I'm going to iron out, and I'm going to weave. Our sleeves are ready. Let's just close the tip. Seeing as this is a puff sleeve, there is going to be excess right at the top part. I dropped a tutorial on how to make puff sleeves. I'll just leave the link in this video so you can go watch it and learn how to sew a puff sleeve. So let's add our sleeves to the dress now. I'm zooming this in so you can see. I marked 3 inches at the shoulder joining on the left and on the right, and that's where the pleat will sit. So it will sit across 6 inches on that shoulder bend. I'm pleating this now so it can form the puff at the shoulder points. So successfully sewn the sleeve. We're now going to work on the flap for the sleeves. So what I'm doing first is to measure out the round sleeve measurement, which is 9 inches. So on that point it will give me 4.5 in front and 4.5 at the back. The excess is what I will now bend. So after getting that, now I am now going to bend on that part that I marked. I'm going to secure this with a pin. I'm going to do this for the other side of the sleeves as well. After we're done, let's sew the button to that point. So what I did was to sew a pearl bead on each of the buttons to give this a different styling. You can explore that or just sew your button directly to the fabric. The upper body is ready now. Let's work on the lower body of the dress. So what I'm going to be doing is to sew on that brown paper. I'm going to be pleating the sides of the bridal satin on the brown pattern paper. After pleating the sides, we're going to fold into two, as you can see in this video, and join. So we're folding into two and we're joining the tip together before we sew on the Ankara fabric. Afterwards, we're going to weave and now start pleating on the Ankara fabric. The parts that have the pleated sides would have to stay at the side joining of the Ankara fabric. That's the hip side, right? The joining on the sides of the hip is where the pleated part of the bridal satin will sit, while the part that is plain, right, that doesn't have any pleats, would go across the Basque line. So our dress is ready. Now let's go to the mannequin to see. And voila, this is our dress. This is the sleeve. You can see the puffiness of the sleeves, right? And the different style, the shoulder flap for the sleeves, the flap rather that the sleeves has. Let's move downwards now to see what the fabric looks like. If you have any questions for me, you can leave them down below in the comment section and I will be attending to them. Thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to also subscribe, click on the notification bell to get notified about new videos, and also watch my other videos, tutorial videos that I've dropped for you. This is a Basque dress using freehand cutting. Till I come your way again, keep creating magic. Bye bye.